standing out in a massive sea of brokers, especially in New York City, is really hard to do. I mean, there are tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of real estate agents competing for like this much business every single day. Now, I know a lot of people probably look at me and say, oh, you only got that business because of $1 Million Listing, or because of Sell Like Sirhan, or because of the book, or because of the vlog, or because of this, or because of that. But you have to understand, I have that stuff now, but I was a real estate agent far before any of that stuff really happened. I got into the business when Lehman Brothers filed for bankruptcy at the end of 2008. $1 Million Listing didn't come out until the middle of 2012. So I had to figure out how to get business for almost 4 years by myself. And one of the ways that I had to do that was figuring out, how do I separate myself? How do I make myself known as the real estate agent who does X so that people will know to reach out to me? How do I become known as the one who does this? And early on, as we talked about, I was kind of the one who sold homes to pregnant women who needed more space. Like, that was my thing. And I didn't want that to be my thing forever. Now, people know me as the one who sells really expensive homes in New York City, Brooklyn, Hamptons, Miami, Los Angeles. And that's what I've always wanted to be known for. Now, I want to change it as I go on. I want to be known as the one who changes the sales business forever. I want to be known as the one who sells huge buildings. Everything I want to be known for is always going to change. It'll always be relative to time because my levels of success are always going to change, just like you. So I want you to figure out what you want to be known for. And not today, because what you're known for today is the business you probably already have or don't have today. I want you to figure out, what do you want to be known for a year from now? And how do you let people know what you want to be known for? It's the power of PR. So we're in my office right now. This is my wall. This is a sampling of some of the press that I've had over the years, both well before and also after the TV shows. Because I crafted the story of who I was as a salesperson early on, because I knew the more people who know what you sell, the better. It started on Facebook, and then it went to Instagram, a little bit of Twitter. Now it's YouTube and a lot of other places and articles on LinkedIn. But I realized that reporters need to write about stuff. And reporters really like writing about real estate. And yeah, there's big deals all the time, but what's better to write about than a real story about real people looking to buy or sell a home? And so I made sure that I was really good friends with as many reporters as possible and as many bloggers as possible. And I made friends with everyone who runs all of the real estate websites that provide news about real estate, so that when they were thinking about writing an article about residential real estate, they would reach out to me. Now, I know I'm in New York City. It's easier said than done, right? Especially in New York. But for you, it might actually be easier. Wherever you are, there might be a smaller community if you're not in New York or LA or another major city. If you are, then you're taking all of my advice and you're putting it to work. And if you're not in a big city and you're in a smaller town, maybe there's a local town newspaper that you can use. Maybe there's a reporter there that writes about real estate, or maybe you could become that reporter. How huge would that be? If your local town newspaper never wrote about real estate sales or the real estate market, you could become that person. And you wouldn't even charge anything for it because it would be helping your business. That would be huge. And anybody can do that. You can start a website right now, yournamerealestatereport.com. Do that right now. You could do that, and you could update it every day. You could update it every week. You could sync it out by email blast, by your personal website, through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of your different profiles, to let people know that you are the number one person to come to for real estate information. And I also really use the power of PR. So if you look at this wall, there's a lot of different things. Some of it is my face. That's funny. A friend did this drawing for my birthday a long time ago that said, "To the most sensitive broker in the business," and it's me playing with a squirrel. It's also, pictures of random models, because I got to present an image here. This is the New York Times article when $1 Million Listing first started. Thought that was cool. Large egos on a small screen. This here is an article that I got into the Daily News. I had to really push for it. This was a long time ago, and it was listed for $799,000. And this was at the beginning of my career. I was not a broker anyone had ever even heard of, but I had this house that was really cool. It was in a funky building on 63rd Street, and I wanted to get everybody to know about it. And how did I do that? Good question. I found a reporter. I actually found a couple reporters. Only one reporter showed any interest in residential real estate in that part of town. And they said, I'm not really interested in writing about it because I'd only just listed it. I hadn't even sold it. So I told the reporter that there's actually an interesting story here. And in a later video, you're going to learn how important stories are to selling. But here, these sellers were actually organic farmers. And this was their part-time residence. And they had renovated this little apartment with all these organic materials. It was like the most green, eco-friendly apartment ever. And I used that, and I pitched that to the reporter by myself, like sitting at my computer, sending little emails, really desperately trying to get this apartment some press. And she said, you know what? That's an interesting story. Like a New Yorker trying to sell an apartment in this really non-eco-friendly city to people who might actually appreciate that. And they wrote about it. It's a tiny little story. It's like the smallest thing I have on my wall here, but it worked. And I got them to write about it. And from that, I built a relationship with that reporter, and she wrote about a lot of other apartments for me for years to come after. And lastly, there's an award here. It's an award I got from LinkedIn for being the most popular real estate agent on LinkedIn. Granted, yes, TV shows and everything we've gone through, but I didn't have to promote myself heavily on LinkedIn. It's a lot of work to promote yourself on LinkedIn. It's nonstop articles, it's posts, it's connecting with people. It's a job to do that. And I take that job really seriously because on top of everything else, the best promoter for my business is me. And the only one who's gonna talk about my success more than anyone else is me. And I'm gonna scream it from the rooftops if I can. I think I've actually literally done that once on the top of a roof, screamed my success. No one could hear me, but it made me feel good. And LinkedIn gave me an award for it. So you can do the same thing. You can reach out to reporters or a reporter. You can reach out to bloggers. You can reach out to different websites. Or if all else fails, you have the power of social media in your hand and it's free. It's free. You just have to post. You just have to be consistent. Put out content, put out information. Find what makes you happy. What are you known for? How are people going to look at you and say, she's the one who sells with cats? Maybe that's your thing. And in all your listings, in every house you go into, you have a photo of you and your cat. And that's your thing. And guess what? That's fun. People like cats. And you push that content on top of news articles about real estate, on top of what you think about other listings. They don't even have to be yours. Even if you don't have a listing, you've done no deals ever in your whole life. That doesn't stop you from talking about real estate. And if you want to sell, you got to have information and you've got to tell people that you have information. And just know that the hardest thing here is the first thing. Because no one cared. No one wanted to write about me. Who was I? There's so many brokers in this city doing so many cool deals. I was definitely not one of them. But I hustled, I pushed, and I found somebody to write something. And then guess what happened? Success begets success. Someone wrote about me, so another reporter felt comfortable writing about me and my business as well. Same goes when selling real estate. The minute you sell something on one block, the minute everyone else on that block will say, oh, they just sold something here? She can probably sell my house for me too. Because success begets success. You just have to get that one. And that one is going to take all your hustle and all your fight, but it's worth it. And there's a worksheet that comes with this video where we can help you figure out who you are so you can say, I'm the one who sells this.